Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk. Going to talk about today, continue on with my list of three things I want my buyer to understand as they're putting in an offer. So a lot of crazy offers going around, and there's some fear in the realtor and legal world that there may be some lawsuits resulting from these crazy offers that are being put in. And what we don't want is for a buyer to say, why did you let me or encourage me to do that when that was so outrageous? So the key is, of course, buyers just got to understand. You don't make the decision for your client as a real estate agent, but you can counsel them and help them understand the ramifications of the decision they're making. So if they want to put in something $90,000 above list price and waive all contingencies, I mean, they can do it, but help them understand this is what it does. So here are my 3 tips for what I would hope my buyer would understand as they're putting in an offer. Number 1, what does the earnest money do? And by that I mean it helps and it hurts, right? It's an established amount of money that the buyer and seller agree fairly represents the amount of damages that would occur if either party backed out of the deal, if either party breached the deal. So it's supposed to be in lieu of a lawsuit. You agree to a liquidated damages clause, and that's really the purpose behind it. So helping a buyer understand this is what you'll forfeit if you breach the contract, but this is also the amount the seller will pay if they breach the contract. And so it's kind of a double-edged sword there. So hopefully they'd understand what it is that earnest money does. More than just a deposit. It's a deposit with some strings attached to it. And then second would be, when do you lose the earnest money? So this is going to be a little bit tied into the next one, but what needs to happen before their earnest money is hard, before the earnest money can no longer be recovered unless the seller defaults? When's the last time they can back out, and under what circumstances? So that leads me to number 3, which is, what do the contingencies do? So you've got several contingencies built into the contract. You can add more through addenda and help the buyer understand, what do these do? And you're gonna have to have a discussion about dates. What is their obligation by the due diligence deadline, the finance deadline, the appraisal deadline, and what needs to happen. And then in correlation with that, how does that affect their earnest money? You got all the structure things, the price, the move-in date, all those things that I think you're pretty good at covering. But in this crazy world, these are 3 things I hope don't get overlooked when we're dealing with buyers, to help them understand, what does the earnest money do? When do you lose the earnest money? And what do the contingencies do? And what are the dates associated? That's kind of a bonus one. What dates are associated with those contingencies? So make sure you're covering those along with all the normal price, move-in date, that kind of stuff, acceptance deadline, the normal stuff you go over. Make sure they understand these 3 concepts, and hopefully that helps them feel more comfortable with that offer and with how they're structuring it, knowing how these fundamental things operate within the contract. Remember, this is not legal advice. This is legal information only. If you need specific legal advice, please contact your attorney. Thanks for tuning in.